Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today it is episode 6 of the Rant. Too good to be true. So buckle up for the next 45 minutes and we're going to talk. You know what I'm saying? Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Jade. And this is How to App on iOS, and it is Monday here in Australia, the start of another week, and Sunday for the rest of you if you are living in the US or UK or outside of Australia, because we live in the future. And let me tell you, everything's all right. We're all still alive. The world hasn't ended. All good. So yes, today is episode 6 of the Rant. Thank you, Brad, for skull. Me. Don't know what happened there. And Leela, both skull effing me at the same time. Good to see you both. So yes, this is the Rant, where every week I sit here and just rant and just talk, choose a topic and just chat. Not aimed at anybody specifically. This isn't, so don't sit there and think I'm not ever talking about you. Yeah. It's just a rant, about a topic, and then we talk, and then I ask you some things, and then we get the hell out of here, because Pete Johns is up after this doing your music live, as usual. It's Songtember as well, and we are 1 week in. It's the start of the second week of Songtember. I'm moving along okay with my song. I'm at an okay pace. Yesterday I had a bit of burnout, and that's okay. I'm sure you're going to experience it too, perhaps. I think it does happen through Songtember. It's a long month, and if you've got a project or two that you're working on, you will get burnt out. It could be the topic of next week's rant. We don't know. I know what's happening next week, but you don't. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing well with your Songtember song. If you are partaking, if you're not partaking, whatever you're doing, do it well. Let's say hello to folks in the chat. Then we're going to run over what's happening this week, as we do on this show. It's a good chance to show you what's happening coming up for the week. Stuff. Hi, Greg O'Sullivan. Hello, Thomas Christ. Oh, man, check your messages. I forgot to send you that thing. Hello, Jenny, Jean-Levé, and Tremor Bear. Fat Panda Cat, Robbie Stingle, who was on a show last week, and it was absolutely fantastic. What's going on with my comments? They're a bit weird. There they are. Who else? Joe Glenn is here. And The Rise of Dark Leela is here as well. She's on her iPad. So blankets of hellos from her, because she can't single out each people's name. There's Brad. Of course, Brad, the skull. We love Brad. Don't we, Brad? We love you. Look at all those skulls. Just go to the top, make sure, have I got everybody? Have I said hello to all? If I have, I've missed you, I do apologise. Where are we? Let's scroll back down to the bottom. Checking. Boom. Chad Freeman, what's going on? Hey, I hope you had a good weekend. It was a bit of chaotic, I saw. Karaoke is just supposed to be simple, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, because that's another thing. All right, so that's a whole entirely different rant, isn't it, Chad? All right. Barry Glenn, hello. Getting ready for the sheep dip? No, that's a whole different time. Man, I'm supposed to be ranting, aren't I? Anyway, let's take a look at some stuff. So also, if you're a Wart Warrior, welcome, and thanks for supporting the channel and being a Wart Warrior. Also, thanks to my Patreons, who we had another catch-up show, as we normally do on the Patreon. Hey, and if you are releasing music this month, remember, you can join my Patreon for $1 just for this month. And if you need your song mastered for the end of the month, we do a show every weekend. So Saturday as a Patreon. And for $1, you can just send the song in. I mastered 2 Songtember songs this weekend. I'm sure there's going to be a few more to come in. So you can do that. Thank you, Thomas, as always, the Link Meister himself. Don't forget to sub up to Thomas Christ because he's a god. He is. Hello, the deal for real. I missed anyone. Kim, how can I miss the champ? Because the champ is here. I still haven't got that sound effect. I know. Monday's the sheep dip. Barry, thanks. I'll put that in my calendar. Hey, I want to wish Mamsie Graham a happy birthday today. I know he's probably not going to watch this, but he performed over at Gmail last night, and he was stellar. He was fantastic. A big performance over there on Gmail's channel. Mamsie Graham's birthday today as well, who does the theme song for this show. Because he's awesome. I can't stop it now. I have to turn it down. There we go. Damn. Oh, yeah, we're good now. So there is that. Let's bounce over to here and let me run through the week's shows because they've all been put up on the channel, so you can go and hit like and set a reminder for the week before we get into this rant. Tomorrow on the show, we're taking a look at a cool new app called AB Pitch Pad. It is this very unique pitch shifter, very, very cool, from Audio Brewers. I've had it for about a week playing with it. It's very cool. We're going to take a look at that. So if you're into pitch shifting and stuff like that, this is a really cool pitch shifter. That's happening tomorrow. Then on Tuesday, US time, UK time, yes, I will be doing the painful work for you if you don't want to watch the thing. So Apple have their 2023 Keynote Wonderlust event where they're most likely going to announce brand new iPhone 15. Is it 15? What number is it? I don't even care. Listen to me, I don't even care. But I'm going to do a show on it. New Apple Watches, I guess. But we'll do a breakdown in my usual sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek way. So that is happening on Tuesday, US time, UK time. And then directly after me, Pete Johns is doing his Apple breakdown. And then after Pete's Apple breakdown, I know it's a chain of shows, I'll be continuing on with my Songtember song for episode 4 for my utensils song. If you've been following along, it's out there. Let's just say that it's out there. So that's happening all on Tuesday. Hello, Viv Sparrow. Good to see you. Then what else is coming up? So the day after that, before You Rock, on Wednesday, before You Rock, we're taking a look at this thing called, can you see what that's called? DDTCTMCC. Alex Nadzaroff just loves naming his apps very crazy names that make no sense. But we're going to take a look at this thing. It is a 2D MIDI touch controller, and it's weird, just like everything that Alex puts out. So that is happening before You Rock. And, of course, all of Leela's shows starting tomorrow go on before my show each day. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So are you not doing You Rock this week at the normal time? You're doing the morning one instead. I thought you were doing both. Oh man, I can't keep up, Thomas. Probably should have listened on your Patreon more. You're on before Leela, so you're only doing one show this week. So there's no You Rock at the normal time this week.
Yeah, right on. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, all right. So Thomas is taking Wednesday off. There you go. So maybe I can do another. Maybe I can do another. Oh, that changes things. All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know that, Thomas. Awesome stuff. So Thomas is on tomorrow before Leela. Oh, just go over to Thomas's channel and go hit the like button and hit the reminder. Right. But the other good news is, I'm ahead of myself. This week's interview is with Gerrit Bevan. He is the lead designer at Moog Music. He is the man who basically takes the hardware from the Moog pedals and the Moog Model D and converts it into the cool tools that we have on PC and iOS. This dude does everything, even Kung Fu. You're not going to want to miss this. This guy, Garrett, is an absolute legend. I'm so privileged to have him on the show. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be sponsored by DistroKid, of course. So that's our interview this week. And then to close out, man, have I got something so exciting to do on Friday, your time. This app. You're not going to want to miss this show. Trust me, 100%. This is called Music Kraken. It's been out for a long time, yeah? It's like no other app. There is no other app like this. It is, I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to explain this. It is so amazing. You can control instruments by blinking your eyes with this thing and waving your hands and flapping your arms. You can use your Apple Watch to make music. This thing is so insane that I've had to set up a special show to do it with special camera angles to show you how it works, because it digitally maps your body and you move around and it makes music from your movements. It's off the wall. So this is a special we're doing on Friday. You're not going to want to miss this one, absolutely. I've been preparing for this show for a long time, making sure I had all the ability to show it in all of its full potential. So that is happening this week. Finally, man, I'm so scared that show's going to go tits up because there's so many moving parts. Anyway, shall we talk? Today's rant. Hello, let's just catch up with people who've joined. Lady Rodeline, Clayton Von Kluge, Mars Capone. I said hi to Greg. Have I got everyone? Hopefully I've got you all. Yeah. So welcome to the rant. What are we talking about today on the rant? We're talking about too good to be true. And what am I referencing by too good to be true? Well, let's start by saying, if it sounds too good to be true, guess what? It is. It's not real. And we're in a world where like a snowball running down a mountain is just gaining more and more traction and more weight to this scammy, spammy world of promotion that we are bombarded with everywhere. I mean, it started off think about it, like this has been going on way before the internet. You know, you think back to the old ye olde times of the medicine men traveling from town to town with their miracle cures. You know, everyone's got cholera here. Trust me, I've got this elixir that's going to save everybody. And that's where, you know, you go back in time, and scams have been a thing that have been around for a damn long time. And scams like this, you know, ruined entire villages, entire townships, because these people would come in and promise the world, especially to people who are sick and dying. And it's like, here's this miracle elixir, and it's just water with like some flavoring in it, and then everybody dies. So the snake oil salesman has been a part of humanity as long as we continue to breathe air. Where there's an opportunity, there's somebody out there who's ready to take advantage. And as time has gone on, I'm going to kind of move into because, of course, I want to talk about music with this, because there's a lot of scams out there. And I believe, like, scams have been around in music for a damn long time. There's a really fantastic documentary I watched recently. If I find the link, I think I sent it to Brad. Brad watched it as well, too. So it was a conspiracy movie about artists and how there's this conspiracy going around that back in the 50s, 60s, 70s kind of thing, that labels were signing artists, and when they didn't do well, they would bop them off, yeah? They would bop them off because there was a death clause built into their contracts. But within this documentary, aside from that conspiracy, they really go into the scam of how records become number one, and how the jukebox industry, right, was fueling deciding who became number one. So, little known fact, if you didn't know this, the reason that jukeboxes were actually introduced wasn't for our listening pleasure. It was to collect data on what people were listening to, and then that would determine what would get pushed and what wouldn't get pushed. So these coins, they were able to go and, so it was a mafioso kind of thing too. They'd go in and collect all this data, get the readouts from these jukeboxes to see. So in a way, scamming you, right? But what was happening was the people came in and doctored the numbers of the jukebox machines. So again, something like this was able to be scammed as well and changed to people's benefits. So scams in the music industry have been around for a long time. And promoters, record labels. I remember being a kid and the dream was, and I'm sure many of you who make music, the dream was, I'm going to get signed by a record label. This is awesome. All this stuff's going to happen. And one day, hopefully I get signed and it's going to be a great moment. The reality is that even if you do get signed, there's a lot of artists out there who have been signed to labels who get totally scammed. Totally just scammed out of everything they've got. I've been one of those people. I was stupid and signed something which I didn't check properly and lost a whole bunch of music to a label, and it sucks. But so the scams have been going on with this for a long time. And I mean, you can sit there and cry over it. But ultimately the thing is, as always, like anything in life, is to move forward and don't let these past things weigh you down. Instead, learn from your mistakes. Don't do that again, yeah? Identify the things you did wrong that got you in this situation and don't do that again. So before I reach that place, I want to start with one of the biggest scams I feel is for the music industry, for young bands, something that starts out innocent, and as you go on in a band, you find out this is the template for scams in music. Battle of the bands. Let me know in the chat if you've ever been in a battle of the bands. Yeah? Ever been in a battle of the bands when you were young? They had an all-ages gig at a hall or something, and all the local talent got together and it was a battle of the bands. We're going to see who's the best band. And that was always so, when you're young, you're like, man, this is going to be, oh man, my music's so cool. People, we could win this. We really like our music. Hi, George. We think our music's good enough. And then you enter a battle of the bands and maybe you come second. And you think, really? That band who won was shit. How did they win? How did they win? They sucked. They were so shit. They couldn't even play their instruments properly. And, you know, and you think maybe, yeah, we'll get to that as well, Bear. Maybe I'm not that good after all. And it turns out, the more you do these Battle of the Bands, because I did a few of them when I was young, after about the third one, the light bulb went off. This is a scam. The winner is not always the best band, by far, by a long shot. The winner is how many people you can bring to the actual Battle of the Bands, how many people you can get there. So that's a bit unfair, really, because, if you don't know any of the people in that area, or you just can't get people to come to that show, you've got no chance of winning. Because I don't know if you've actually even just been to Battle of the Bands. Think about it. The ones who normally win had the biggest crowd reaction, the most people there. So it's a popularity contest. It's not really about how good you are. It's about how many people, how many bums you can get on seats. Yeah, so we were in this, when I was in this band, Despised, we were actually paid, we were a gigging live band. We were a paid band. And we had this gig here in Melbourne, and it was a Friday night, really big gig, 5 bands on the bill. I think we were second, and we intentionally, because we could have played higher up the bill, but we asked if we could go second. because our bass player had booked us for a battle of the bands back in our hometown, right? And we didn't advertise the battle of the bands because we put all our money into advertising the paid gig where we got paid $200, man, $200 for us. And 17 years old, $200 was amazing. It covered our petrol, covered our food. But we made this stupid mistake of playing this gig and getting paid and then all jumping in our cars and rushing to get to this gig that was an hour away. That was the Battle of the Bands. It was already in progress and we ended up going on last at this Battle of the Bands. Nobody knew us. And apparently all the bands sucked. Even the one we saw when we got there was fucking awful. They were fucking terrible. And when we played, we were miles ahead of everyone else there, you could tell. But we didn't win. And it was such a demoralizing moment to go from we just got paid because we're a working band to go all the way out to this shitty hall where we were told we were shit. But it turns out months later, we got another gig at that venue where the Battle of the Bands was. And it turns out it didn't matter if you won. Every band apparently got a trophy. We never got our trophy. And while we were waiting to go on stage for this gig months later, we found our trophy in the back room that we never got. And that's really when it hit home that these Battle of the Bands are scams. It's about who you know, the people who organise it, how many people you can get there. And who knew that years on, this template would actually move into the current, and this is happening right now, it's been going on for many, many years, into the current live music scene. If there's anyone out there who's played gigs before, you would have come across this. Someone reaching out to you saying, hey, we got this new venue. We'd love to have you come and play here. You just, we'll organise the tickets. You go out and sell them. And when these things first started happening, a lot of bands were going, yeah, hey, this venue looks really cool. It looks really nice too. Really upmarket place. It's new, probably going to work, probably going to be a new club in town. But nobody read the fine print, which was, if you sell a bunch of tickets and bring people to the gig, that's great. But if you don't sell this amount of tickets, you don't get paid. And there was just this huge amount of artists playing all these gigs, bringing all these people, and they actually needed to bring 100 people. And they were only getting like 50 or 30. So no money, no soup for you. So these venues were just screwing artists. And then what came from that was once bands cottoned on to this and were like, hang on a minute, how does this work for good for us? We're getting screwed. We get nothing out of it. We do all the work. You get all the money for the alcohol. This ain't working. Then even in Sydney, venues started offering bands gigs, but you had to pay. You had to actually pay $100 to get on the bill. And bands were doing it. People actually doing this. And the funny thing was, it was really, I don't know if it's, consistently the same thing now, but it was always venues that really didn't have a following as a venue. Like, you know how here in Melbourne, we have a whole bunch of venues like the Tote, which is known for punk and metal, and it's an institution. You know, every state, every city around the world has these venues that you go to for this particular style. It's known, it's your hang. It's the venue. But these venues weren't places that had a name. They were places that were getting off the ground. So how they had the balls to sit there and say, you pay us $100 to come play at our brand new renovated club, and we'll help you, But they, not only that, they were doing the whole, you pay us, but you have to sell a certain amount of tickets or we won't pay you, which was really heartbreaking to watch as somebody older and already established. seeing so many young bands get fucked over by these promoters. And it seems, promoters are the ones who are, yeah, exactly, Thomas. Imagine your boss telling you to pay them to come into work tomorrow. It's not going to happen. You're going to tell them to go and get right? That's just what you're going to do. It's not going to happen. Let's take a break for a second. I saw Pete Johns here. I saw Sean Chandler. Hello. Hi, Sean. I had Pete. You're not going to do it, man. When you hear the words for exposure, grab your gig bag and run. Yeah, exactly. So this leads in, and this is a thing that's still going on. This practice is still happening around the world, of pay to play, not only on the internet, there's live venues still offering this. And I think who it hurts the most are young artists because they don't know any better. And that's what they're banking on, right? They're looking for young artists who don't know any better. They're desperate to play for their first time. They don't understand what they're getting themselves into. They do it. They get fucked over a few times. And, is that such a bad thing? I'll tell you what, if it happens, you certainly don't fall for it again. I'm kind of glad it happened to me because it made me learn what to look for, what venues not to play. I mean, always if you get booked for some venue, if a venue's reaching out for you to come and play at their venue, there's something wrong. I'm telling you that. There's something wrong. Anyone who's actually reaching out to you, let's just do a blanket call here. If you've got people reaching out to you telling you, hey, you could use my services, business ain't too good for them at the moment. It normally is a really good sign to judge what is exactly happening with those people. Because we're going to get to that as well, of the constant barrage of scams. Let's talk about another scam, too good to be true. One of my favorites. So when MySpace was a big thing, remember that? Remember MySpace? I had a really cool page on MySpace. I had over 100,000 followers on MySpace. It was the saddest day in my life when MySpace died. But there was this really big thing going on around that time of these companies. And if you've been around it long enough, you'll know about these. I don't know how frequent they are these days, but they would reach out to you and say, hi, I'm yada yada. We've got this promotion company. And what we do is we go out to these huge conventions where leading industry people are there from Sony and all this stuff. And we take a selection of bands and we play them and they go, ooh, we might sign these bands. And yes, I fell for one of those and I sent in my stuff and I paid the money, which was $200, thinking, oh, they're going to take my music. And then, you're not smart enough to look up and actually look up, is this event actually happening? Is there actually really an event? Turns out, with a lot of them, there isn't. It's just a date and a place that doesn't exist. A lot of them don't really ever happen. They just take your money, yeah? And they may contact a few artists and say, yes, you've been selected. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. It is very, very, very rare in my experience from being around the music industry and traveling and knowing many, many people in the music industry, and not just like at a low level. I've had some pretty powerful friends. I'm not going to name drop because it's wrong, but I'll go into a story from that person who, anyway, it's very, very, very rare. So rare that, you'd be easier to find a hen's tooth in a haystack that somebody gets signed that way. It just doesn't happen that way. In fact, the whole concept that people have in their heads of getting signed to a record label, that you send in your demo tape and there's somebody there listening to your tapes and then they go, by jingoes, that's the band we want to sign. Get them on the blower. That doesn't happen. It may have happened a long, long time ago, yeah. Absolutely. Back when telephones were a thing, and you would get on the blower. But it's a very different world now, and the people who are record labels, producers, all this kind of stuff, they don't have the time to sit there and go through your CDs. That's just bullshit. It doesn't happen, right? But getting back to these things, these scams, so they take all these artists, you pay them all this money, and nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of it. But you learn very quickly this is bullshit. Yeah. Anybody who says, who is reaching out to you again, asking, "Hey, we need your music to take to this thing." They need you more than you need them. That is the thing. Yeah, especially when this kind of practice started on the internet. For someone like me, I'm already on MySpace. I've already got over 100,000 followers. I'm already doing okay by myself. I don't actually think I need you, buddy. But you fall for it. And I did. And I sent them the money and I sent them the stuff, and they come back to me and said, "Yes, you've been accepted. We're going to take you with all these other artists." And nothing ever came of it at all. I never even heard anything back. Constant emails to them. And then it got to the point of, "I want my money back. This thing doesn't even exist." And then eventually that email ceased to exist. Yeah. The more important people tell you they are, the more connections they tell you they have, the less likely that it is that they can actually do anything. Confident, successful people have nothing to prove. Absolutely right. Now, let me tell you a story. I'm going to be very careful here. So, I had a friend, a very powerful friend in the music industry, who I love to death. Sadly, he's no longer with us anymore. And we were friends for many years. And this ain't a person just, to be sneezed at lightly. This is a person who made artists and, would be at the Grammys every year from Australia, would travel to the US to be at the Grammys, and made some of the biggest artists here in Australia, was one of the biggest promoters in this country of bringing artists out. Big artists, man, like John Cougar Mellencamp, all this stuff, right? The truth of the matter is that people in that power who own huge record labels, the way they find artists is, of course, there's hype. Things, of course, on the internet, things blow up. They take off. Some things have an unexplainable method of just happening and exploding. That's the way it works. You can't control something that people just jump on. But for the most part, somebody in that position is not sitting there, even paying people to sit there and receive demos and listen to them and then go, "This one's good, this one's good." Why would you pay somebody for that? Because people who are of this magnitude in the music industry surround themselves, right, not only with other people in the industry, but friends that share similar interests in the music that they like. Or let's just say this. So they would have a friend, or they would have a group of friends that regularly go out to a lot of gigs and see a lot of music or listen to a lot of music. Because then they don't have to pay anybody to do it. And they're already close to this person as a friend. So they have these friends that they network with and trust their judgment. And so it's not like a situation where someone of these friends say, "Hey, you should hear this thing and do this thing," where it's more of, in a conversation with a friend. I went out to a club the other night and saw this band. They were fucking off the tap. They were nuts, like nothing I've ever seen. And that is just, "Oh, really? Who are they?" Now, this particular friend I'm talking about, this high-up person, we would hang out, and he would roll up to my house, and no shit, he would be like, he'd roll up, we'd hang out, and he'd just go, "Oh, shit, I've still got this CD in my pocket." And it would just be a CD with no case on it, on a blank disc, and go, "Can we put this on?" And we'll put it into my CD player, and I'd go, "This is awesome. Who's this?" He goes, "Oh, just this band from the US that I'm looking at signing at the moment." it's not as fancy as what you think. It just doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? The music industry doesn't work that way. And I remember when how we came in contact and I got kind of signed to this. Anyway, I had all these visions of getting signed and it being a big thing, and then it's never the way you expect it. So there's a bit of insight into how the industry kind of works. It's the people, even this person would never walk around and tell people how all his achievements, what he's done, what he can do for you. And in all the time I knew this person as a really close friend, I never once pulled out my music and went, here's my music, here's my music, here's my music. Because you just don't do that, right? You don't do that, yeah? And it gains more respect and stuff. But yes, as Pete said, don't trust gurus. I can make you this. I can do this for you. I'm a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm not at anything. I'm just a person who's got lived experience and makes shitloads of mistakes and loves, I don't know, talking, sharing information, making music, doing creative things. You know, I'm not a guru. I don't have all the answers. It's even like if I review something here on my channel and then somebody sends a comment and asks, but what about this thing? I don't know all the things. I don't. And I never will. So I can't offer you anything to make you rich or famous, but I can share my knowledge from what I do. And a lot of the time, some of that knowledge I have changes because I find a better way. Yeah? And if you're not always looking for a better way to do something, then you're stagnant. You're laying in a puddle of your own piss. Yeah? So gurus, people who promise you the world, I would like to share an email with you that I got. Because we're going to talk about scammy, spammy stuff, all the emails and stuff. I love this email that I got. It's one of my favorite emails sent to me about my channel. It's not really that evil. It's not, but the wording of it is, I find hilarious. So let's just start off with it because I think it's funny as hell. So let me bring this up here. Now I've removed not all of it anyway. So I received this email from Sherry R. Smith, who I don't know if they exist or if they do exist. I don't know. I really don't know. But it was about, so hello Jade Starr. Aomi, now this is a real thing. Aomi Technology Sherry is here. I mean, did you see that? Aomi Technology Sherry is here. So automatically, she's the Rock. She's talking in the third person. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. Okay, so not a good start. I'm worried about this. You appear to have been posting instructional YouTube clips about software and technology. Phone tool and Aomi technology product is intended to assist iPhone users in managing their data. It deserves a recommendation on your channel, in my opinion. It deserves. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. It does this thing. Yeah. So does iCloud, whatever. But I get to the end here, and this is my favorite. Please immediately enlighten your audience. Immediately. Please, immediately. Now, drop everything you're doing. There's no time. We have to do it right now. Please immediately enlighten your audience on how to back up an iPhone. Fuck, really? Phone tool is the best option for you. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Well, I don't have any time for questions because I'm too busy immediately enlightening you all about this thing that you don't really fucking need because iCloud. But whatever, that's cool. But, I mean, it's the language, yeah? This is one of the things you need to look for with a lot of these things. It's the language, it's the spelling. You can see through a lot of this shit. Like, it still baffles me that even in this day and age, people get scammed with emails because they've always got spelling mistakes in them. Always. Always. And even that, or even just grammatical errors, or, you can tell that's. Now, I think that tool is actually real. I haven't looked at the website. I'm nervous. You can if you want, but I feel like if I go there, there's going to be a lot of weird pop-ups and things. And I don't know, is it just me? I'm enlightened enough to feel like like I immediately don't want to go to that website. Hi, Gary Hubbs, the lurker, and Hugh Caldwell. So I'm immediately put off by that. But these things we get all the time, yeah? And it's across Facebook. I get them all the time on Facebook. Facebook is terrible. And the worst place you'll get them for Facebook is if you start a page. I'm sure people agree. Anybody who's got a music page or a business page or anything like that, you get so many of them. And it's not hard to pick them because their photos they look like Nigerian princes, or it's some guy who's like sitting in a ghetto in India on the street with a dog licking his face, and he's like, "Hello, I'm a promoter telling you to make it rich." It's like, dude, you're sitting in a gutter in India. Like, you got to choose a better photo. Or there's the ones, that the spelling is totally fucked. It's so bad, but their photo is like of some, it looks like they're some CEO of a company. And it's like, you look like a CEO, but you can't spell? Like, come on, man. And who's pointed this out? So, yes, we can talk about it. DistroKid are a sponsor of the show. And it's something that I'm sure DistroKid are desperately trying to fix as well, like many companies are. It's a constant battle. Here's the problem. So we have all these great services that are there to help us, like DistroKid that we pay for, Spotify you pay for. There's so many things out there that we pay for, and we hope we don't get this stuff. But the problem is that for every scam that gets worked out and taken down, there's another group of them sitting there coming up with a new way. If you've ever watched the scam baiting channels on YouTube, so there's a shit ton of them. I'm sure many of you watch. Are there any of you who watch scam baiting stuff? Because it's actually a good collection of. You've got Kit Boga. It's really a good way for you to get an understanding of how these scammers work. So if I do a quick search, we've got
a few weeks ago. I
won't play the video. But you've got Kit Boga. Kit Boga is one of the biggest ones out there. Who a lot of these YouTube channels, they waste their time. They create characters. And they call these scam companies and they create characters like old ladies and old men, and they waste their time. They try and waste as much time as they can and keep them from scamming other people. But and we've got what's the other one I follow? They've got Scambait Revolts. I mean, I follow a shitload of them because you've got Scambaiter. Man, there's so many of them. The other big one, I can't think of what he's called. Scammer Revolts. He's actually built an entire office. I can't think of what he's called. My brain's gone. But they've built an actual Scammer Payback. There it is.
What are the best ways to...
So Scammer Payback's another great one. They've built their own studio where they sit there and just fully... That's what they do. Your donations go to Pierogi and keeping all this stuff happening. So he's amazing. He's really amazing. But what I'm getting at with all of this is that this is how they get around DistroKid. So as soon as DistroKid find another scam, the way they're sending the emails and what they're putting in them, and try and target those, because they would use, of course, like most things like YouTube, try and use AI and things to sift through these things and try and remove them before they get to you. As soon as they do that, they find another scam. And they keep, it's a cat and mouse game. Yeah, it just continues to happen. Yeah, Jim Browning is another amazing dude who does scam baiting. He's probably one of the sickest ones because he gets right in and steals all their info and gets them big time. But this is the problem. So even this, while we're talking on this about, scammers constantly evolving and trying to find other ways to keep reaching you, because it's happening here on YouTube as well. And I'm sure you can put your hands up. All of you would have experienced this as a YouTube channel. You get a bunch of subs and then you log in the next day and 2 subs are gone. Yeah. And you're like, what? Did 2 people unsub from me? You have to be logical about it though. How many of us, be honest, actually each day log into our YouTube and go, you know what? I'm going to go through my subscription list today and I'm going to remove all the unwanted things I'm subscribed to. No, we don't do that. I'll tell you why we don't do that. Because what happens is the algorithm picks up the things that you're subscribed to and don't watch, and they just don't show you that shit. And eventually they will naturally remove it. Right? And then there's these conspiracy people out there who are like, I was subscribed to you, but now I'm not. The majority of the time is that the reason you've been unsubscribed is because you fucking haven't been watching their stuff. So don't come at me with this, but I was watching your videos. No. So most of the time, the numbers that drop from your subscribers are dead accounts, scam accounts, because they're constant. Not only are you actually getting people who are adding you on YouTube, you are getting a bunch of bullshit accounts. It's happening all the time, yeah? Just like with DistroKid, yeah? Just like anything else, like SoundCloud or any of these things. So these companies, and this is one of the reasons why companies end up charging you money, because it costs money to get on top of this. And it just continues to get worse and worse. I mean, right now, go into your Gmail box and hit that spam window. Yeah? I'm too scared to do it on camera. Should I do it? What's in my spam box? Spam. Where's my spam? Here we go. Spam. 355 spams. Google review. Damn, there's some evil shit in here. That was my email notification. Oh, this one. Look at this one from Bolleen Brown. Bolleen Brown. She says, ready to skyrocket your Google business score? Got new and authentic 5-star reviews from Google Guides, rank calls. Look at the quality of the email, how it's all got lines across it and shit. Yeah. Nah. It doesn't look very professional either, does it? But a lot of people too. I mean, when you're getting scam stuff, always click this, right? Always. Look at what the address is. Look at where it comes from. Yeah, have a look at where it comes from. It's very important to check this stuff out. If you get a Facebook thing saying somebody's changed your password, just check that little bit there and see where it comes from. There is an official email that comes from Facebook. They will, so you won't get scammed. I'm trying to find the favorite one that's always in here. You know the one that says they've been watching you and they've got photos of you doing dirty things and they're going to blackmail you. Does anybody get those ones? They're my favorite ones. I always think, because it says stuff like, your account has recently been hacked. I'm afraid to tell you that we've been watching you and we know about your dirty sex habits. And they're quite shocking. And if this got out to your friends and family, this could ruin you. So you're going to need to send us some Bitcoin. And I sit there and I read that every time and go, motherfucker, have you seen the things I've done online? I've been in pornos that you can still get. Have at it, motherfucker. I'm surprised you could even get through watching me on my camera when I'm not on camera. Because, man, that stuff would melt my brain. Fucking hell. I'm trying to find one of them. Let me see if I can find one of them. Bitcoin. Let's cooperate. That sounds threatening. Let's cooperate. What do we got here? I should be showing you these. Energy cruncher. It's scary to go through all these things. Gummy bears, auto accident, insurance. So a lot of insurance and stuff here. Carly wants to fuck me. There's no secret hookup. Oh, man, there's... Okay, this is the one. Is this the one? Yes, here we go. So, I'm a hacker, this says. I'm a hacker. And I have successfully gained access to your operating system. I also have full access to your account. When I hacked into your account, your password was at random. Well, that's very random because it's not. But I've never even used that anywhere. I've been watching you for a few months now. Damn. In fact, it's that computer that has been infected with malware through an adult website. Oh, my God. If you're not familiar, I wonder which adult website it is. They must be able to tell me. No mention of it. If you're not familiar with this, I will explain. Trojan viruses give me full access and control over your computer and other device. This means I can see everything on your screen, turn on your camera and microphone, but you do not know about it. I also have access to your contacts and your correspondence. Why did your antivirus not detect malware? Answer: the malware I used is driver-based. Like, why would you even explain how you hack? Like, he's fully giving me like his dossier on how it all works, right? This is how I hack, just in case you want to take up hacking as well. With one mouse click, I can send this video to all your emails, and contacts on your social networks. I can also make public all your email correspondence and chat history on the messengers that you use. Which ones, I wonder? If you don't want this to happen, transfer $950 Bitcoin equivalent to my Bitcoin address. If you do not know how to do this, just search buy Bitcoin. Well, I was hoping you would explain it. You've explained everything else to me. After confirming your payment, I will delete your video immediately, and that is it. You will never hear from me again. Oh, well. Well, I mean, if that's his word, I better take him at it. I will give you 50 hours, more than 2 days. Wow, 2 hours more to pay. I will get a notice when you open this email. Ooh. And the timer will start. Ooh, the timer will start. The ticking time bomb. Damn. Filing a complaint somewhere. Filing a complaint somewhere. Does not make sense because this email cannot be tracked to my Bitcoin address. So somewhere over the rainbow. I never make any mistakes except for the spelling mistakes that are littered all the way through. If I find that you have shared this message with any... This video will be immediately distributed. Best regards. No name. Oh no, what have I done? The timer's ticking, and now that I'm sharing it with you all on the internet, I'm ruined. My nude pictures are... I'm going to have to shut down the stream. It's over, folks. I bid you farewell. This is probably my last show. I don't think I'll be able to show my face here on YouTube ever again. It is truly the end. Oh, fuck off. Come on. Get better, really. So anyway, that's my rant. Watch out. Be safe. Don't follow gurus. Don't follow people who are telling you they can do this for you and they can do that for you. You know, go and watch people who share experiences on how they did things, on their mistakes, on you know, and share stories with you and make it real. Yeah. And then take those ideas and use them yourself or change them and manipulate them into your thing. Go and find how people are doing things. Don't rely on other people to tell you they're going to do this, because most of the time it's bullshit. They're just looking out for themselves. They have no interest in you whatsoever. Yeah. And your music's important. Yeah. And the things you create are very important. So be careful. Yeah. Just be careful. Anyway, that's our rant for today. Pete Johns is up next with YML. He's playing your music. I hope you enjoy these shows. I enjoy doing them. And we have coming up our featured artist. It's only a short song. This is my friend Ron Ward, who's released his Song Timber song for Strange Machine. And it's called Going Up. So let's play this and I'll automatically bounce you over to Pete Johns. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we shall all rise together.
I'm in your head again, you better buckle in. I gotta keep you going in the right direction. When you think you're down, we're going up, up, up. When you think you're down, we're going up, up, up. When you think you're down, you're only going up. Come and look for me. You will find me any time of the day. When you come to my place and see me, listen to what I will say. You're only going up. You have to reach the top. Just give it all you've got and make your love red hot. I take you for a ride on my side of town. You can see how we kick it when the sun goes down. I've seen you in London and Berlin, and now in Bangkok get the hog's breath in. And the hog's breath in. Let the hog in your head again. You better buckle in. I gotta keep you going in the right direction. When you think you're down, we going up, up, up. When you think you're down, we going up, up, up. You're only going up. When you think you're down, you have to reach the top. We going up, up, up. Just give it all you've got. When you think you're down, and make your love red hot.
We'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine